Hey, my beautiful family and friends, my reflections. How are we? Doing good. Today is our 3-year anniversary. Yeah. And so I'm Shanelle. This is my partner, G Day. I just thought it would be fun to do an interview style kind of video and look back on our journey together.
Yeah, it's time to laugh and embarrass each other.
All right. So the first question is, what did you really think of me? The first time that we reconnected. Before he answers, I just want to give a little backstory. September 27th, 2022 is when G-Day came to visit me, and I was living in Kansas City, Missouri, and I was in the trenches of like a breakup. I remember breaking up, being abandoned back in February, Valentine's Day, 2022. I'll never forget it. And it took me a little while, some months to heal. And G-Day and I got reconnected through Facebook and through some phone calls. And before then, it had been 7 years of just life that happened in between that. And it was just an amazing reconnection for us. Because we had been friends since we were 19. And here we were, 42 at the time, years old. And it was just, an amazing reconnection moment. And so that's why September 27th is our anniversary of us becoming a partnership.
Right. That was that time. So my first impression, I remember coming off of the train. I took an Amtrak there. So I was a little bit nervous, but my first impression was like, there she goes. That's the same energy, same person that I remember from years ago, because that same light and feeling that I had before was still there. So the energy was still there, and I was just happy to see her and finally get to be in her presence, because we were doing FaceTime for a while before I got to Kansas City to visit.
Yeah, we were. And my first impression of you was that you looked a little bit different. The G-Day that I remembered used to rock like a goatee, and you looked younger because you were only rocking the mustache. And so physically, I was kind of like, who is this? But it was just still your same vibes and energy. So I was like, oh, okay, it's still my G-Day, but it's something a little bit different, but it's new and I like it.
It's a little different.
Oh yeah, I had recently, before you came, did like a full shave of my head for the first time, and so it had started growing back. And so I even had like some physical changes that I'm sure you noticed when you saw me. And then I had an impression that like G-Day had gotten more nerve, or like he took a risk to come out and to visit me, to check things out, check on me, because there had been family, friends who never came to visit me the whole time while I was living in other states. And the fact that he had come when, he was kind of an overthinker before, and it would take him a long time to get up his nerve or his courage to actually get on a plane or take a trip. And so, I had to talk him into taking the train, but I was really proud of him for being able to do that.
Yeah, I had analysis paralysis, what she called it.
You're right.
And it was something that I decided to take a leap, but inside of myself, I knew it was time to do something. So going to Kansas City became like my first test to just be adventurous, and just go out there. And I knew who I was coming to see, so it was easy to make that decision.
Yeah, and then when you got there, and I was so in that like masculine energy, I was kind of beaten up and battered. It seemed like in terms of just the battle that I had been through, right? I was kind of like this wounded warrior energy.
Yeah, it was different. It was a different energy because I was used to the previous energies. Like 7 years is a long time. Things happen in your life and you go through things, and you have changes or things that you have to heal from or deal with. So I already knew a little bit about it. So I was just there to reconnect, have fun, but also be patient with the process, and understand like what it was, not be too reactive just experience it. But I had a good time that first week to come in to visit. We went to museums, we went to eat. She showed me around Kansas City, so I was really enjoying myself, and that's the reason I decided to actually move there.
Yeah, I feel like This Is Love Connection. Remember that show? And they'll be talking about their dates, their first dates. But no, it really was a first date feel. He was coming, and I had a sense that he was not happy in his life and in himself at that time, and I wanted to just show him some love because I didn't feel like he was getting the love that he deserved. And I had been doing a healing journey, and so had he, and so I felt like we were deserving of love. And if we were the only two that would give each other love, then that's what it was going to be. And so we started making those commitments, but we were 2 cities apart. And so I told him, if you come, then that's when we can have a committed and fulfilling relationship. But I'm not going to do a long distance relationship. I'm not interested in that. And so that was our first trial run to see if it would be worth it for him to make that move a permanent move or not.
Yeah, and here we are 3 years later. Okay, so I got a question. What's one thing that we've done together that made you feel like, yup, this is real love?
All right. I like that question. I think when I went in to have the hysterectomy, I had this time where, I had to go in at a certain appointment time, and it was getting really close to that time when we arrived, and you still had to go and park the car. And I was walking up to the desk, and I was like, I'm here for my surgery. And they immediately admitted me to the back, okay, you got to come on right now. It's time to go back. And I was just kind of like, wait, G-Day's not here yet. And I was kind of nervous because I wanted to say goodbye to you, because you never know what might happen during those surgeries, right? And it was a moment when I was like, what if I am not able to say goodbye and something happens, or so I was kind of somber in that moment. And it really I don't know, it made me see that I had deep love for you, that I didn't want to go out like that. And then that's why after the surgery was over and they let you come in, and I was just kind of waking up out of being out, and I saw you, it was like, hey, and I was just like, yes, because it was a moment where I was like, I made it, and right. You're still here. I'm so happy to see you. And and then you were the boo nurse.
Yeah, I was doing the nurse's job when I was there. It was funny because one time I was helping her to the bathroom, and then the nurse came and was like, oh, okay, you got it, and then left out of the room. And then the nurse asked me if I wanted to stay later one time, because I was just there taking care of her.
Later than visiting
hours, right. So it was just one of those things that I had just did surgery a year before, so I understood the pain that she was in and how that is to feel. I was in the hospital during COVID, around the COVID time, and they still had restrictions, so you're just in there by yourself, really, and they didn't have visitation. So I just knew what it was to not have somebody there.
To feel alone.
Yeah, so I was definitely there for her.
You were there for me, even like I said earlier that year. I had it was basically a botched surgery, and I was with my ex-partner, and he was so bad at the things that you made so naturally nurturing, and I just really felt held and loved in your care, and it was a night and day difference. So I think that was when I knew, other than just times like when it was your sister's wedding and I was meeting your family for the first time all at once and it was an opportunity for them to meet me, and it was kind of crazy because you had never brought a woman around them before.
No, I didn't bring women to my family and that's something for me. I don't bring people that's not she was the one, so I was like, that's the one I'm bringing to my family. So it was that simple for me, but I hadn't done that before. So they were all very excited and happy about that. They were like, oh wow, this G-Day's bringing someone over. That's something serious, right? That's
real love.
This is real. So that is something that's important to me, is family. So bringing someone special to your family is it's an introduction to a part of you that they need to see, so it's someone that's special to Shanelle, someone special to my life, someone that's in there. So coming to my family was like a natural transition.
Yeah, and then same with you coming to mine. My family was already familiar with you. He sang at my first cousin's wedding and was very good friends with my first cousin, and so that was a fun fact. But so he had it easy coming to my family, but for me, it was definitely like, oh shoot, who is this?
Right.
All right, I got one. What's one thing that you learned from me that you didn't expect?
Okay, that's a good question. One thing that I learned is how to be in a relationship with you, learn you. So I didn't know it would be such a learning process of development and growth, because I was single most of my life. So I pretty much was just living single. I didn't live with anyone and go through, the learning lessons of like learning the person that you're with. So for me, it was just more like developing my own balance within myself, and also being someone that learned from my partner. She taught me a lot about just you get a chance to have a mirror that actually talks back to you, and she was my mirror, and she showed me sides of myself that I could not see on my own. So that helped me develop myself. So that's something I appreciate about and learn from.
Yeah. All right, I like that. And for me, I just feel like you showed me ways that I was being with guys that I was kind of blindsided to, because I was accidentally making men fall in love with me by just, I don't know, what was it, being empathetic or like showing an interest to like learn more about them. And I didn't realize that that was actually an act of seduction to have discussions that are, I would just have questions, or I would just be used to being around males because I had all like male cousins growing up, and I was just comfortable in male energy. But guys would look at me hanging out with them and talking and having long conversations with them as me like wanting them, or being attracted, when coming from my side it was strictly platonic. But in Kansas City, I was wondering why there were so many guys that were like stalking or, knocking at my door, and, who I had encountered, thinking it was just a friendly, situation, and they were falling for me like in a deep way. And G-Day was the one who came and like really like made me aware of it.
Yeah, I think just understanding men and just knowing that sometimes, being genuine as a woman, some men might take that genuineness as something else, and
the free spirited,
just being free spirited, I just let her be aware of some of the things that I saw that she wasn't aware of. It's the same kind of way I was explaining how she showed me sides of myself that I wasn't aware of as well.
Right. So we were learning aspects of ourselves that we were blind to, and now that we're aware of it, we are better.
Yeah, it's been enjoyable. It's been fun learning. All right, next question. How do you think we balance each other out?
I think we discovered that we're highly compatible. For one, we used the Pattern app. I told G-Day about this app called the Pattern app. And when we both put our birthdays in, because I'm a Pisces and he's a Cancer, that's naturally a compatible match right there. But then like how I'm a dreamy Pisces and stuff like that. Right.
I think that she's a dreamer. That's what a Pisces does. They're very creative, imaginative. And with me being a Cancer with structure and practicality and nurturing, I'm able to bring that in.
Plus you're a Virgo rising.
Plus I'm Virgo rising. Yeah. So it kind of brings it in and then makes it more like, okay, this is where we're at with it. So
right. I'm out there, you reel it in, and then we make it happen. And you go out, you hunt and provide for the household, and I'm doing kind of an emotionally like balancing thing behind the scenes with like making it a lifestyle of being in flow with energy work. And I like to think I'm like Martha Stewart. I like to cook, and I like to do creative projects and crafts, and I have been slowly but surely building a creative empire.
Yeah, definitely. I think she's been doing I've been seeing her build her YouTube channel, been seeing her, and those started with ideas, right? And being imaginative and creative, but I'm seeing her take that and bringing it into the world, and the world being able to see it. So,
and it's because of your help.
And yeah, and it's because of my help, I'm able to go out there and just, with my real estate business, with my entrepreneurship, bring it in. And we're also working to bring more to the world, and that's just a goal and partnership that we have together as a couple, that we want to see each other's dream be fulfilled. So we're helping each other in any way we can.
Yeah, I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Babe.
So when you first arrived on the scene in Kansas City, could you imagine that in 3 years you would be where you are with me right now?
No, it was everything was so new and fresh. Anything was possible, so now I couldn't imagine how more well-rounded I would have become, and I couldn't imagine how close we would become, because there are things that you're only gonna know about your partner until you know, and you really get close and really experience things and talk and just learn. I was surprised how good of a cook she is. She cooks really good. So there's a lot of things that, I would say.
You surprised me too. I was surprised by your nurturing and emotional, sensitive side, because
Thank you.
it was something that I needed, and you helped kind of bring out emotions that I needed to feel. And I would have never thought that I would be back in Chicago. And so being in
That's a good one.
Illinois again, I remember saying like, I'll never go back there. And so G-Day brought me back, y'all.
Yeah, I did. I never thought I would go to Kansas City, but
that's true.
That's another thing that we are able to pull from each other. So now going into, what do you see 3 years from now? What do you see happening? Can you predict based off the 3 years that we've come
the trajectory?
Yeah.
I see us being True Real Love, a music duo that's getting residual ASCAP checks in the mail from our streams, our music streaming globally, especially in Nigeria. But I see us building our own house, and it'll have like a separate creative studio where we can record music in. It's an art studio as well for the painting and stuff. And I see us, having our family, just, you and I building and expanding on family. So
yeah, that's a beautiful picture. I love it. I see that too.
You see it too?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we getting that.
Yes, that's it.
So what did we do today to celebrate?
We went to eat at Yu's Mandarin. It's a Chinese restaurant. Very good food.
Man, it's delicious. We love the fish casserole there, and we maxed, and we came back and chillaxed even more and made this beautiful video.
Yeah, I think it was a great idea that Shanelle came up with to talk about our anniversary. And 3 years is
it's a milestone.
It's a milestone, and then it's angel number
creativity.
Of creativity.
So this is our year of creation with ease. And thank you for watching this creative content. And we were just being spontaneous.
Yeah, it was spontaneous
and intuitive
and fun. So I had a good time.
Thanks for joining me. It's always good to have you on the Shanelle channel. All right, family and friends, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, peace. Love you guys.